So far we learned different components of Crew, that is process, agent, task, tool and memory, right? So these are the different components of Crew, and we built an agentic framework by using this CrewAI. So let's go to VS Code and see another use case. So in the previous lecture, we learned how to build this use case by using CrewAI. So we scraped this Wikipedia website by using scrape website tool, which is from CrewAI tools. And then the next thing is we extracted the text, and we were interested in natural language processing. So we extracted the text and we stored inside the context variable. And in order to build a agentic framework by using CrewAI, first thing is we created an agent by instantiating this agent class and passed all these parameters. Role, goal and backstory. These are nothing but prompt engineering, right? And the next thing is we created the task by instantiating this task class, which is again from CrewAI. And then the next thing is we created the crew by instantiating crew class, which is again from CrewAI. And then we ran the crew by calling the kickoff method, which is inside this crew class, right? So that is how we were able to build an agentic framework by using CrewAI. And here, if you notice, we have only created one agent. So now let's see another use case where we can build multiple agents by using CrewAI. Okay, so let me click on this and create a new Python file. And let me save this as CrewAI use case 2, personalized email drafts, and click save. So here we are trying to build a multi-agentic framework for personalized email drafts by using CrewAI. So the first thing is make sure you install all the required packages, that is CrewAI and also CrewAI tools. In case if you haven't installed already, make sure you install them by going to the terminal and executing these commands. Okay. And the next thing is we have to import all the required modules from CrewAI and also CrewAI tools. And if you notice here, we are importing agent, task and crew from CrewAI, and directory read tool, file read tool and serper-dev tool. These three tools from CrewAI tools, and also base tool again from CrewAI tools, and load.env and OS modules. So I will explain all these in detail when we are trying to use them. So here we will be using serper-dev tool as our search tool. So let me show you first how to get the API key from serper-dev and how we can store that inside an environment file. So this is the website where you have to go, serper.dev, and click on sign up, and make sure you create an account here. Provide your first name, last name, email, password, and click on create account. Okay. So once you create an account, then click on login, and you will see a page similar to this. So here you have dashboard, playground, API key, logs, billing, right? So click on API key and copy this key. So that is how you can get the serper-dev API key. Okay. So serper-dev offers free credits when you create an account. So make sure you use the free credits before you buy more credits, right? So in case if you want to buy credits, you can click on billing and provide your details and you can buy more credits. Okay, so that is how you will get the key. And inside our tools and agents demo folder, let me create a new file and let's save this as .env, and let's try to save this as serper API key, and here you have to store your API key. Okay, so make sure you get the key and replace here. And we will be using OpenAI as our LLM. So we have already seen how to get the API key from OpenAI, right? So make sure you store your serper API key here, and also for OpenAI API key here. Replace serper API key here and also replace OpenAI API key here. Okay. And in case if you do not want to pay for serper, once you use all the free credits, then you can always choose any other open source search tool. For example, if you see DuckDuckGo, so this is a open source search tool. Instead of serper tool, you can always use a open source search tool like DuckDuckGo. Okay. So once you get both serper-dev and also OpenAI API keys, make sure you save them inside this environment file. And now let's try to set the API keys. So the first thing is by using this load underscore dot env function, let's try to load the environment variables from this dot env file by using this load underscore dot env function, which is from dot env. And then the next thing is let's try to read the API keys. So inside OS module, we have a function called getEnv, and we are calling this function and passing the name, right? So once you pass the name, we will get the value. That is our OpenAI API key. Similarly, for Serper API key, we are passing the name and we will get the value. So we stored our API keys with these names inside this env file. And now once you get the API keys, let's try to store them inside the environment variable OpenAI API key and also Serper API key. So in order to build a multi-agentic framework by using CrewAI, we know we have to create an agent, task and crew. So first thing is let's try to create an agent. So let me close this. So the first thing is let's try to create an agent by instantiating this agent class, which is from CrewAI, right? And here we are passing these parameters: role, goal, backstory. This is nothing but prompt engineering, and allow delegation is equal to false. We do not want to delegate the tasks among agents, and verbose is equal to true. You know, if we give verbose is equal to true, we can see the complete execution log. And what is the role of this agent? It is a sales representative agent. And what is the goal of this agent? Identify high value leads that match our ideal customer profile. And what is the backstory? As a part of the dynamic sales team at ABC company, your mission is to score the digital landscape for potential leads. Armed with cutting edge tools and a strategic mindset, you analyze data, trends, and interactions to unearth opportunities that others might overlook. Your work is crucial in paving the way for meaningful engagements and driving the company's growth, right? So this is the context we are providing inside backstory. So that is how we created our sales representative agent. So that is agent number 1. And now let's create one other agent, and this is lead sales representative, right? Again, we are setting these parameters: role, goal, backstory, allow delegation and verbose. And role is lead sales representative. Your goal is, as a lead sales representative, your goal is to nurture leads with personalized, compelling communications. And what is the backstory? We are providing some context. Within the vibrant ecosystem of ABC's sales department, you stand out as the bridge between potential clients and the solutions they need. By creating engaging, personalized messages, you not only inform leads about our offerings but also make them feel seen and heard. Your role is pivotal in converting interest into action, guiding leads through the journey from curiosity to commitment. So that is the role of this lead sales representative agent. So we have created two agents. One is sales rep agent, the other one is lead sales rep agent. And now let's create the tools. So here we have imported the tools from CrewAI tools: directory read tool, file read tool, and Serper dev tool, right? So let's make use of them. So the first one is we are using directory read tool. So we instantiated this class and we passed the directory name. And the next one is file read tool, right? So by using this, we can read the file. And then let's instantiate Serper dev tool as well. This is our search tool. All these three tools are from CrewAI tools. Okay. And now, in addition to these CrewAI tools, in case if you want to create your own custom tool, you can do that as well by extending the base tool class. So how can we create a custom tool? So let's see how we can create a custom tool by using CrewAI's base tool, which is again from CrewAI tools. Okay, so let me create a custom tool, which is nothing but sentiment analysis tool, and we are extending with base tool, which is again from CrewAI tools, right? And every tool needs to have a name and a description. Okay, here we are giving the name as sentiment analysis tool and description. analyzes the sentiment of text, that is either positive or negative, to ensure positive and engaging communication. And here goes your any business logic that you want to implement. So this is how you can create a custom tool by extending this base tool. So now let's instantiate this custom tool as well. Sentiment analysis tool, right? So that is how you can create a custom tool. And now once we have these agents, let's assign tasks to these agents. So let's create the tasks. The first task is so this is our task number 1. And we are assigning this task to sales rep agent. And we are instantiating this task class, and we are creating this task by setting these parameters, right? So description, expected output, tools, and agent. So what is the description of this task? Conduct an in-depth analysis of lead name. We will pass this lead name when we call a company in the industry. This is again a dynamic variable in the industry sector that recently showed interest in our solutions. Utilize all available data sources to compile a detailed profile focusing on key decision makers, recent business developments, and potential needs that align with our offerings. This task is crucial for tailoring our engagement strategy effectively. Don't make assumptions and only use information you are absolutely sure about. Okay. And what is the expected output out of this task? A comprehensive report on lead name, including company background, key personal, recent milestones, and identified needs. Highlight potential areas where our solutions can provide value and suggest personalized engagement strategies. And what are the tools that this task can utilize? Directory retool, file retool, and search tool. All these tools we have already defined here. To whom we are assigning this task? To sales rep agent, which we have already created, right? So that is how we created our task number 1, and we assigned that task to sales rep agent. And now let's try to create another task. So here personalized outreach task, and we are instantiating the task class, and here we are setting these parameters: description, expected output, tools, and agent. If you notice under tools, we are passing sentiment analysis tool, which is nothing but the custom tool that we have created by extending base tool, right? So this is our sentiment analysis tool which we have created by extending base tool. So the personalized outreach task is using our custom tool, which is nothing but sentiment analysis tool, as well as CrewAI tool. This is SerperDev tool, right? So let me add that comment here. And then again we are setting these parameters: brief description on what this task should do, and what is the expected output, and what are the tools to use in order to perform the task, and what is the agent, right? So what is the description here? For the personalized outreach task, using the insights gathered from the lead profiling report on lead name, craft a personalized outreach campaign aimed at key decision maker, the possession of lead name. So all these parameters are dynamic variables, right? So we will pass these values when we call them. The campaign should address their recent milestone and how our solutions can support their goals. Your communication must resonate with lead name's company culture and values, demonstrating a deep understanding of their business and needs. Don't make assumptions and only use the information you are absolutely sure about. And what is the expected output? A series of personalized email drafts tailored to lead name, specifically targeting key decision maker. Each draft should include a compelling narrative that connects our solutions with their recent achievements and future goals. Ensure that tone is engaging, professional, and aligned with lead name's corporate identity. Okay, so this is the expected output. So we are trying to generate personalized email drafts. And these are the tools that we are passing. Sentiment analysis tool. This is our custom tool that we have created by extending the base tool. And this search tool is nothing but the SerperDev tool. And we assigned this task to lead sales representative agent. So far we have created the agents, and then we created the custom tool, and we also created the tasks, right? And now let's create the crew. Okay, so we can create a crew by instantiating this crew class, which is from CrewAI, right? And here we are setting these parameters. For agents, we are passing the agent list. So we created two agents, sales rep agent and also lead sales rep agent. So we are passing this list. And for tasks, we are passing this list, lead profiling task and also personalized outreach task. And verbose is equal to true. So that means give the complete execution log and memory is equal to true. So make sure you remember the context. And the next thing is, once we created the crew, let's try to run this crew. So if you notice here, we are using all these dynamic variables, right? So we need to set values to all these variables. So first let's try to set values to all these dynamic variables, right? So lead name, wherever it says lead name, it will replace with AI with Mala. And industry is online learning platform. Key decision maker Mala H, and position is CEO, and milestone is product launch, right? So we have set our input data. Now once we have the data ready, let's try to run the crew by calling kickoff method, which is inside crew, right? And for the inputs attribute, we are passing whatever the inputs that we set here. So once you run the crew, now we have the results here. Let's try to display the final result as the markdown. So here we are trying to display the final result as markdown. So from IPython display, we are trying to import markdown module. So let me put that here. And then here we are trying to print the results as markdown, right? So let's try to save this code and run it. So you can see crew execution started and the agents are trying to perform different tasks. And the sales representative task is to provide a comprehensive report on the specified lead name, right? And then once we have the report ready, the next step is creating the personalized email draft by another task, that is personalized outreach task. So both sales rep agent and lead sales rep agent, they both are trying to perform the task, and let's see if we will get the personalized email draft at the end. So let's try to understand this output. So this is the result. So if you see the output, this is the personalized email draft that is generated by this lead sales representative. So what is the final answer? Hi Mala, I hope this message finds you well. Congratulations to you and your team at AI with Mala. So this is the company name, on your recent product launch. It's truly exciting to see innovative educational solutions entering the market. As the online learning environment continues to evolve, I believe our AI driven engagement solutions could greatly enhance user experiences on your platform. We focus on leveraging AI to foster learner interaction and personalization, which I feel aligns perfectly with your goals at AI with Mala. I would love to set up a brief call to discuss how we can support your mission and the success of your new offering. Would next week work for you? Looking forward to your response. Best regards, and your name, right? So this is our personalized email that is generated by this lead sales representative, right? So here you can see the complete detailed execution log, because we have given verbose is equal to true. So that is the reason it is trying to give us the complete execution log. So here you can see the crew execution started and it is trying to perform these tasks. And first thing is, the sales representative agent is trying to conduct an in-depth analysis on this company AI with Mala, and it is trying to generate the report by gathering all the information about that company. And once we have the report ready, the next step is lead sales representative is trying to draft a personalized email, right? So that is the intent of using this multi-agentic framework. So instead of these tasks, you can replace with your own project scenarios and see if you are getting the desired output or not. For example, let's say if you want to send a broadcast messages to all your contacts, right? Then you replace this description and expected output accordingly, right? So you can use your own scenarios or applications as well, right? Instead of these tasks, try to replace these tasks with your own project scenarios and see how it is working, right? So let's quickly go through what we have learned here. So we are trying to build a multi-agentic framework by using CrewAI. The first thing is we try to install CrewAI and also CrewAI tools. We imported agent, task and crew. In order to build a multi-agentic framework, we need these classes which are imported from CrewAI. And then the next thing is we imported all the tools that are required from CrewAI tools and also the base tool again from CrewAI tools and load environment variable. And this is to display the results in markdown format. We imported this and the OS module. The first thing is we try to set the API keys. In our application, we are not using OpenAI API key, so you don't have to set this. We are only using Serper API key. So make sure you set this API key. We are creating the agents. We created sales rep agent and also lead sales rep agent, and we are instantiating the agent class and we are setting these parameters: role, goal, backstory, allow delegation and verbose, right? So this is nothing but your prompt engineering. So what is the role of this agent? What is the goal of this agent? And what is the short description that the agent should do, right? And the allow delegation, if you want to delegate the task to different agents, then you set this to true. Otherwise, you can set this as false. And verbose is equal to true means it will give the complete execution log whenever this agent is trying to execute. And then we created another agent, lead sales rep agent. And again, we are setting these parameters: role, goal, backstory, and the allow delegation is equal to false and verbose is equal to true. And then we created our own custom tool by extending CrewAI tools base tool, right? And this is the class name, and we have to set these parameters: name and description. And here you can define your own custom logic inside this method, right? And here we are trying to instantiate our custom tool, right? So this is how you can create your custom tool. And if you notice, we are using CrewAI tools as well: directory read tool, file read tool, and Serper dev tool. This is the search tool, this is for file reading, and this is the directory read tool. And then the next step is we created the tasks. We created two agents and we need to assign task for those two agents. The first one is lead profiling task, and we assigned this to sales rep agent. And this is the description of the task and what is the expected output of the task. And the tools that the agent should do when performing these tasks are directory read tool, file read tool, and search tool. And we assigned that to sales rep agent. And then we created another task, personalized outreach task. And what is the expected output of this task? To generate a report on the company name, right? And then we created another task, personalized outreach task, and we passed again these parameters: description, the short description on this task, and what is the expected output. The expected output is to generate a personalized email draft. So instead of these, you can replace with your own project scenarios and see how it is generating, right? And for tools, you can use sentiment analysis tools. So this is the custom tool that we have created, and also Serper dev tool, which is the search tool, right? And we assigned this task to lead sales rep agent. So far we have created the agents, tools, and then tasks. Next step is creating the crew by instantiating crew class, and we are setting these parameters. For agents, we are passing the agents list. For task, we are passing the task list, and verbose is equal to true. We want to see the complete execution log whenever this crew runs, and memory is equal to true. And here we are trying to set the input data. So what is the lead name, industry, key decision maker, position, and milestone. Once we set the input data, the next step is we are trying to run the crew by calling the kickoff method and passing our input data. So here we are trying to print the final results as markdown, right? So that is how you can create a multi-agentic framework. So instead of these scenarios, you can try to replace with your own project scenarios and see how you can build different multi-agentic frameworks by using this CrewAI. Alright. And I also want to show you one other thing here. In case if you want to stay updated on the AI news, So you can go to Alpha Signal, right? And then provide your email here and click on Get My Summary. This is free. So you will get all the updated news from AI, right? So instead of you going through different emails or different websites and trying to understand what is happening in the AI world, so you can just provide your email and click on Get My Summary. So this will give you a daily 5-minute email summary of the latest breakthrough news, models, papers, and repos, right? So this is free. You can make use of this Alpha Signal, right? So that's all about creating a multi-agentic framework by using CrewAI. So far we have seen web scraping and also how to do personalized email draft. All right. Thank you.